Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's video. I am your host Nathan. Today we will be cooking up a meal that you could feed a three-person family with, but we're going to eat it all on ourselves. And if you are wondering why I'm speaking the way that I'm speaking, I have just come off of a graveyard shift and then a full day of at-home work, and so I'm extremely tired. It's Friday. And so you get to enjoy me not speaking very clearly because I am absolutely exhausted. I think that's a perfect time, an opportunity for me to remind you all that if you want to enjoy this video as much as I enjoy making them, grab yourself your favorite beverage. I picked up a Friday freebie at the gas station today. They have free products that come in at the gas station and do the same thing that other people who are longtime viewers of the channel do. They use this time to eat their own food, their own meals, while I make mine. So grab your beverage and let's have a toast with one another in celebration of another upload. Okay. Well, one of the reasons why it's probably Freebie Friday is because their products taste like dog. Even if it's Starbucks, even Starbucks can make a bad product. This is iced energy, sparkling energy drink with caffeine. The caffeine is certainly going to help me, but I don't know. I got that kind of as a treat for myself because I don't usually drink energy drinks or sweet things or sugar very often, but I think that's going to be more of a punishment for me today than a treat. Anyway, I'm going to need it so I can keep my wits about me. I can't have my every intro be as lame as the one we had today. Anyway, we just got a new batch of subscribers from the last video that came out a couple of days ago, and I want to say thank you for all of you that did come out and subscribe. I appreciate that. I also want to apologize to the longtime viewers. In case you didn't know, see the note that I had posted, I'm changing our upload schedule from near daily to taking Wednesdays and Thursdays off. I have been absolutely drilling myself for the last few months. I'm trying to get videos out on those days, but as you know, I work a graveyard shift on those days, and it's extremely difficult to film ahead and still have those videos be quality. I mean, I eat one meal a day. How many videos can I make about eating food and making food if I only make one meal a day? Trying to film two videos in a single day when I only eat one meal seems a little redundant. So no videos on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You'll have to find somebody else to eat your meal with on those days, but 5 days a week moving forward, every other day, we will spend our meal times together, and that's a promise. So anyway, if I'm not working that graveyard shift, that is the goal, to not need to work that graveyard shift, a personal goal that I'd like to set for myself by the end of this year, to no longer need to work that job. I'll go in and consistently hit the gym and also get back to uploading regularly, because if I'm hitting the gym, I'm going to need to eat more calories, which means I'm going to need to have bigger meals, and all of you can appreciate some of that. So, for you returning subscribers who didn't decide to immediately unsubscribe after that lame intro, we're not doing burritos today. The burritos are nice for the graveyard shift. I can grab them from the fridge, put them in my bag, bring them over to the graveyard shift, put them in the fridge there, heat them up in the microwave, and eat them really easily. Today I'm eating at home, and those burritos are like, each tortilla is 340 calories each. I do not need to have those additional calories in my life today. So we're going to have just a bowl of chicken egg fried rice with potatoes and onions, as well as this disgusting energy drink right here, which I am probably going to finish before the end of this video. Do not try at home. As usual though, Starbucks has amazing can design. They have like some sort of ridges on the outside. Add a little bit more texture to it. You have like a textured can. Oh, and if you noticed, we're cooking with butter today. This is the first time on the channel that I have filmed cooking with butter. Now, butter is a no-no. Butter is not something that you should cook with, but I am out of bacon. The bacon grease that I have in a can off to the side has gone bad because I kept just using fresh bacon and fresh bacon grease, but the old stuff is kind of gone rancid, and I don't want the house smelling like that. I'm also out of chicken broth, which is the reason why we're not drinking chicken broth today, and we're having that freebie. So I can't put the fatty chicken broth in here to cook it up. I've been left with no choice but to cook with butter. Now I've had the same pack of butter. It's like a pack of 4. I've had the same pack of butter with me for like the last two or 3 years. We've only gone through 1 stick, but it's there for a reason. It's for circumstances just like this. You can't be putting potatoes directly on the top of the pan and expect them not to stick. They will absolutely stick. Let's see, what else has changed since the last 2 days that we were here? Ah, that's right. Literally 10 minutes before I started filming, I got a commenter. I believe he was a new subscriber, so that he watched, stumbled across this video by accident and watched it with his girlfriend, and he recommended, especially for those burritos, that day-old rice is best because it picks up the seasoning and binds a lot better, is stickier. It's also less wet, of course, so you don't have to worry about all of that additional moisture. And he recommended having day-old rice. And I thought, you know what, that's a fantastic idea. You know, I'm going into the weekend, I'm going to the weekend, so I'm not going to be making burritos for a while, but what a good time to start that habit of setting aside day-old rice for myself. So we have twice the amount of rice in here. We have 2 cups of rice, not 1, cooking up in this bowl. The video is going to be a little bit longer. That rice is going to take a little longer to cook. But we're going to start utilizing day-old rice in our meals. And what that's going to help us out with is, of course, the things that commenter previously mentioned. But it's also going to cut down on the amount of time that it takes us to make our meals. And if you know me, I am about efficiency, eating the same meal every day, not really having to worry about, hey, what am I going to eat at the end of the day? Do I have the time to do it? Do I have all of the supplies for it? No worries. I'm going to be able to just take that rice out of the fridge and dump it directly into our pan when all of our vegetables are done cooking and move forward with our meal for the day. And the burritos are going to turn out excellently. I want to give a big thank you to my roommate for doing all of the dishes while I was at work the last couple of days. I do a pretty good job of staying on top of the dishes, except on those days because I am not at home, or I am home and I am sleeping. I will, however, take this trash out as soon as we are done here with our meal, because I can see he had himself a pizza party while I was gone. And I talk about eating healthy, but pizza party sounds good. I missed out on a pizza party. A pizza party for 1. Could have been a pizza party for 2. Shoot. Don't you hate it when that happens? You crack it, but it doesn't break the membrane on the inside. So now you just got eggshell everywhere. There we go. Now I gotta wash my dang hands because I got egg yolk all over it. Anyway, so I threw a lot at you right there, but I think that gets us relatively up to speed. I'm still embarrassed about that intro. I couldn't get the words out. You take 2 days off, and I don't know. I thought it was going to come back to me. So I thought as soon as I turned it back on, turned the camera on, started speaking, everything would come on back. But no. Got to practice before my videos. Going to be walking around the house, running the intro in my head, annoying my roommate Noah. There we go. All right, let's throw these onions in. I think I have my temperature set pretty well, so that butter is not going to burn. These onions will sweat pretty well, which will also help with keeping things from burning. We'll add some garlic salt to the mix. We'll leave it at that for now. don't want to add some pepper and just have it burn at the bottom of the pan. I believe I hear my roommate getting home from whatever he was doing. He's got a project going on, I don't know exactly what. He had a bunch of packages in the living room. When I got back, nearly tripped over them. Let's see, so what else are we gonna do? We're just gonna be having a bowl of food. Gonna be a medium-sized meal today. We'll weigh our food as always. Yeah, it won't even be close to 3 pounds. Those tortillas actually add a lot more weight than I thought they would. And what am I thinking? What am I thinking taking up my space here? What was I thinking putting that knife away? That was dumb. That was absolutely dumb. Sleepy Nathan. Sleepy Nathan makes sleepy mistakes. There we go. Rotisserie chicken. We have day-old rice. We have day-old rotisserie chicken. You can cut it if you want, or you can just pull yourself off a breast. Be sure to pick off all that extra meat that you missed on the side. Here we go. Oh, and no wishbone for you guys today. I just eviscerated that wishbone. Next time, guys. Trust me, we go through a lot of rotisserie chickens on this channel. We have plenty of opportunities. Give me 1 second. As you can see, my rice maker is making a mess. I had that turned to the right, and it was gleeked all over the floor. I don't know if you guys are familiar with rice water, but rice water is sticky. You do not want to have a rice water mess all over the floor. I'm happy to clean the sink and everything over here, but the floor... Get to this early. Ouch. Okay. That should be good. Let me swap over to one of the clean knives, one of the knives Noah just finished cleaning and putting away, instead of wiping off the old knife we have. A little bit of lemon pepper chicken right here. Cut these into nice tiny pieces. Perfect, and I'll actually wash and wipe this down and put that back before we're done. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to look forward to just getting back to the 1 cup rice system, because this is making an absolute mess. I usually wait till after I make my food and upload my video to clean all the dishes and put things away, but I might have to start a little bit early on that cleaning process. I don't want to hear any comments saying I added too much water. Maybe I did. Absolutely gross. Wash my rice and everything. Okay. Every day that I'm tired, I make one mistake like that. I want to call it out. Trash can here, no trash can there. Threw my paper, not in the trash. Moving on. Gosh, that drink sucks. Alright, let's add our chicken. I'm going to turn the temp down just a little bit so I can see the butter is almost gone. This will be a good opportunity to add a little bit more seasonings. Let's see. We're going to add some soy sauce, so maybe I didn't even need to add that rice. I mean, let's just do a little bit of pepper. Again, this is a glorified like chicken and rice combo recipe. And in case any of you were wondering, I do know how to cook. All right, I do know how to cook nice meals, typically for one person though. I've noticed that as soon as I have to cook for two people, my, I wouldn't say the quality of my food goes down. Let's just say the temperature of my food goes down. So once I get everything off, you know, the plate and the oven and put together, usually it'll cool down to a point where maybe it needs to be heated up again. I think I've told this story before, but I went through a steak stage when I was in my early 20s. I'm still in my 20s, but early 20s, I went through a steak stage where I was just cooking steak every single day. And I got quite good at it. I won't spend a bunch of time going over the details of how I did it, but everybody who had a steak from me said that it was excellent. When I lived with Noah, it was probably our first year of living together, he suggested, because he cooked a meal for me, and we had that meal together, I really liked it. He suggested that I cook a meal for him. We have a meal together, so it's not just one meal. I cook two meals at the same time, one for each of us. And I did that. First steak that he had, the first time on his own, he said it was one of the best steaks he ever had that wasn't, like at a restaurant. When we cooked together, he said it was one of the best steaks he had ever had that was served to him ice cold. And it was. So it was perfectly cooked, medium rare or rare when it came out. But I had left it out for too long, and it had cooled to the point where basically it had lost all of the heat and temperature to it. That happened as well like a year before we moved in together, when I had different roommates. I cooked steaks for all of them. I just could not get the temperature control right. So in hindsight, I have learned how to correct that issue, but I'm sure if I did that with other meals, I would encounter the same problem. And it isn't just steaks. I cook breakfast foods and lunch foods and dinner foods. I don't always just put everything into a pan, fry it up and eat it myself, or put it into a crock pot and leave it in there and take it out. However, there are some crock pot recipes that you can make in just a few hours that would be good for an entire family, and you don't have to just eat them yourself. If you look back at some of the previous videos on the channel, maybe on Wednesdays and Thursdays, when there's no video on the channel coming out, you can look back at some of those previous videos. We have a playlist of all of our videos. You can watch the history and progression of the channel. We have made trout, fresh caught trout. We made that on Christmas Day. It was an amazing meal. We have made chicken and dumplings. which was fantastic. Chicken and dumplings is what my grandmother made for me. She had a recipe book that she referenced, and I continue to make it for this day. Everyone says it's their grandma's chicken and dumplings recipe. It's really not that complicated. Every grandma's chicken and dumplings recipe was more or less the same. But you can make that in a crock pot and put that together. It'd be some of the best chicken and dumplings that you've ever had. Hello.
What's up?
We have car things to do this weekend.
No, my drive shaft won't be ready.
Oh. I'll ask you about it when I'm done recording.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the packages that I saw were all car related, car parts related, so I figured there were car parts things to do. But no, as much as I like getting into a consistent format and cooking together something like this, I do know how to cook for myself and for others, although the food that other people receive will probably be cold. I will admit to that. I heard that rice maker pop off, so let's get this video back moving again. I've been walking around stalling, trying to talk with all of you guys, because we usually have the rice out about 5 minutes earlier. It's okay. So let's break this in about half. Move this out. I got this rice maker like just a month or two ago because the old rice maker was sticking too much at the bottom. Look what's happening now. Sticking all over again. Like, to an extreme degree. What am I supposed to do about that? Get another rice maker? Maybe. So let me put that there. Not forget this. And sure enough, hey, this rice is sticky. That's good. But it's definitely got some moisture to it. Would not pass the burrito test. So, to you lovely viewer that commented just 10 minutes before I started filming, suggesting I make a day-old rice, thank you for your suggestion, because we are going to implement that process immediately. I'm going to bring that rice to the day-old rice dimension to turn it into day-old rice immediately. Extra points if you get that reference. Don't share it with the other people in the class. So we're in the final stages of our meal. And hey, if you want to make a proper egg fried rice, get a wok, put the rice in on its own, and put the egg in with the rice, so that you're not mixing it with all of the other crap that you have in your bowl. But I make enough of a mess as it is when I cook. There's plenty of things for me to clean up when I'm done uploading my video. And I like having everything in a single pan. That's kind of like the benefit for me, to keep this simple and untaxing. And as you can see, despite adding all of this together as a big pile, it's coating the rice quite well. Frankly, what I have sitting together right here for you is just fine. You can serve that up, put that in a bowl, eat it as is. But we're just going to let that cook a little bit through, become a little bit more dry. And hopefully the day-old rice will solve those moisture issues. Oh my gosh, this is awful. You cannot... If I got a sponsor, our goal is 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. You guys that subscribed, and gals that subscribed in the last video are helping us get to that. I don't care if Starbucks sponsors us. I'm not promoting this product ever. This is so bad. It's definitely, definitely can't go to sleep after drinking this. That's horrible. Don't ever drink that. It will keep you awake, but you would wish that you were asleep.
Rice.
Rice. Think. Yeah, no, that's a real energy drink right there.
I'm gonna save my Red Bull for tomorrow. I have a feeling my body's gonna need it.
Yeah?
What is this? Whoa. Watermelon twist. Oh, it smells horrible.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. Yeah, the gas station has like Freebie Friday or something. I went in there this morning and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you can just grab that.
You're always getting free stuff at the gas station.
You can just grab that and get that for free. I was like, all right, it's worth a try. It's free. How bad could it be?
Little did you know.
That's worse. The only thing worse than that was I can't even remember it.
Is the fact that they make you kiss the gas station attendant to get the free thing.
Well, I mean, you know, I've kissed worse things.
I don't. Okay.
Do not punch my food. That will, please. My food is sensitive.
Get the door for me, please.
Yes.
My hams are full.
Yes, I can absolutely get the door for you. Enjoy your pizza party or whatever in the garage.
Thank you.
Bro is living life. All right. Yeah, what was the energy drink that I had? It's called Bucked Up. I say that I had it. I didn't even take. I put a swig of it in my mouth and spit it out and put it away. That is by far the worst energy drink that's ever been produced. I told Noah, we stopped off at the gas station. I told Noah just to grab the most disgusting thing that he could find. And I thought he was going to grab, like, I don't know, just like a weird flavor of like a normal energy drink. No, he grabs this energy drink. The brand is called Bucked Up. It has like 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. An average energy drink has like 120. It's like gummy bear. I don't know. It's a gummy bear flavor, like white deer gummy bear flavored. And when you cracked it open, it just started bubbling over and spilling on itself, and we hadn't even shaken it up at all. And that's the thing. It never stopped bubbling over and spilling over on itself. So that's probably the worst experience with an energy drink I've ever had. With that being said, let's take our guesses about how much this is going to weigh. I think it's going to be maybe 2.3 pounds. At this point, I need to get this right. I'm the one who's been making this for so long. Oh, that feels heavy. Holy crap, that feels heavy. Let's see what we got. Oh, 2.35 pounds. I'm getting good at this. Of course, I have the benefit of like knowing exactly what I put into this, having done this for over 4 months now. I'm getting the hang of it. Noah, on the other hand, I got to give him some credit. He got the meal exactly correct last week, and then when we did the burritos, he was within probably half a pound of that as well. Majorly impressed with that guy. So give me a second here. Give me a freaking second. All right, I will use this bowl, but honestly, I think this is Noah's. He's not gonna get mad at me or anything, but sometimes you just like using your old stuff. This will be our day-old rice. Yeah, I did not need a container this big. We'll get this down. We'll get this down. I got a camera filming. We have a limited amount of time to make decisions over here. So I will not scrape the bottom. I will take the advice of our viewers and not scrape the bottom. I'll be behaved. There we go. That we cleaned up after we get our video out. I'm going to put this away for tomorrow tune back in tomorrow where we will have that day-old rice and incorporate it into our meal. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for waiting for this upload a couple of days. Sorry that that change had to be made. But again, the goal here by the end of the year is to get back on a daily upload schedule, get rid of the graveyard job, boost our income at our regular job in order to get rid of that graveyard job. That'll mean more uploads, more gym time, more food, more fun for all of us. So, all right, I've been delaying long enough. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I will upload another video tomorrow. Thank you to all the new subscribers, and I will see you later. Oh, I need to let that cool down.